What's up, SNA fans? Sorry about that. Uh, Internet connecting difficulties shortened out the video to the hour and 40-minute mark. But I'm gonna continue finishing off the AEW Revolution review with with the final match and the retirement match, which was the number one match of the night, which which was the Young Bucks taking on Sting and Darby Allin for the AEW Tag Team Championship in Sting's final match in AEW, and before he retires. And we're going to talk about, continue talking about it here on the second clip of the AEW Revolution review, with Sting hitting some punches right onto the above above the Young Bucks or Nicholas and Matt until they shoved him right into that plate glass that he had right into the bottom right corner, hitting back first, right into it. This is where kick him right to the low blow him right to the jewels. This is where Matthew Jackson hit the Scorpion Death Drop, insult to injury to the Stinger, but Sting gets the shoulder up at 2.999, which my eyes were very shocked. I thought they were going to have him right there. I was like, no, he did not he did not let him beat him by this pinfall. But surprisingly, this wasn't it. And this is where we got the. And this is where the fans are like, let's go Sting, let's go Sting, let's go Sting, echoing around the Greensboro Arena. This is where we got. This is where Nicholas and Matthew Jackson what else to use onto this legend right here. This is where they try to grab on the AEW Tag Champ, but one of the tag team championships of Sting or Darby Allin's. But this is where, luckily, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat tried to be the fair, I'll say, the fair Pharaoh, I should say, I guess you could call him. And this is where he started playing tug of war with Nicholas Jackson with the belt until he attacked him from behind. First he tried to attack him with the. No, it was trying to not attack him, but no, it was he tried to hit him with the. No, it was Matthew, but Nicholas tried to hit him with the AEW Tag Team Championship. But this is where Ricky the Dragon Steamboat ducked. This is where he slams him right into the concrete floor. This is where Ricky the Dragon Steamboat says showing that he still got it even at his age of 70. But until he gets hit right into the ribs with the steel chair by Matthew. I'm keep getting them mixed up right now. But anyway, he hits him the upper part right in the midsection. This is where Matthew Jackson said, pass me the tag team championship belt when he saw the Nature Boy Ric Flair going in the ring to check on his longtime best friend. This is where Nicholas Jackson get the hell out of the way. Let me finish him off. And he'll be old, wrinkled. Not only will be old and wrinkled like you, but he will be retired just exactly like you, and be on his way to a local retirement home with you. And this is where Ric Flair will be like, first of all, I don't live in a retirement home, and nor will be living in one. I live in a multi-million, if not billion-dollar mansion, something that you wish you can afford, for your whole entire career as a professional wrestler and an EVP combined. And second of all, and your job as an EVP here on AEW, I should say. And second of all, I'm gonna stick to my best friend till the very end, do thick and thin. So if you're gonna try to attack my best friend Sting, you're gonna have to go through me first. And this is where Matthew Jackson's should I just do it anyways, or should I just wait until Ric Flair comes off, which they'll probably be in turn. This is where fans are like, no, don't do it, don't do it. And this is where and this is where Matthew Jackson was like, you know what? Maybe the old Matthew would have showed some mercy here, but not this. But not this version of myself. I am a ruthless and a heartless individual, as much as my brother Nicholas is when he gives out fines when he feels disrespected that the producers or Tony Schiavone or any other employees in AEW calls Nick and Matt, which we're no longer Nick and Matt. We're our God-given names. when he was about to hit him with the AEW championship, but Ric Flair was like, well, this is where about to hit him, but this is where Matthew and Nicholas Jackson did. But this is where, that's what happened. When Ric Flair got back up, this is where he turned around. But this is where the Young Bucks dropped the title. This is where they hit the double super kick right into his face. This is where Tony Schiavone's like, these guys should be arrested for abusing an elderly man like that. Like he is 70 plus damn years old. You should be. You should be fined or arrested for doing such an assault to him. And then this is where the Young Bucks are like, yeah, keep on barking and talking your smack on us, because we're just only gonna get better and better, and you're just gonna be continue hating on us when we become the new, then 3-time AEW World Tag Team Champions. And the fans will be like, boo, like you don't have to go too far. And this is where they decide to continue to go elderly. Try to go on an elder abusing spree on to the legendary wrestlers. Like not only it's double super kicking Ric Flair, but they also did the same with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat by double super kicking him as well. And this is where fans will continue to be like, boo, like you went too far, like boo, like that was completely wicked and heartless. Like, why would you do such a brutal and ruthless act just like that? And this is where the fans were chanting like, you suck. And then the commentators like Excalibur and Tony Schiavone was continuing to say, like, how could you do such a thing to those poor two elderly guys? Yeah, y'all are of the devil. Like, y'all are almost worse than Satan himself. And this is where they try to go for a championship belt, go and hit the championship belt on the Sting, which they easily hit right into his face. And I'm surprised this wasn't it right here when he hit him brutally hard. Even though, like the old saying goes, cheaters never win and winners never cheat. But usually when someone gets hit with a belt, just ask Brock Lesnar if he's not too busy worrying about enough being sued alongside Vince McMahon from this sex trafficking scandal. But anyways, and tell him like whenever he's not busy about that, when he can be able to be allowed to be invited to public podcast and be interviewed, which I'm not sure if that will happen anytime soon. But like if he or anybody in that matter that got hit in the face with a championship belt, and tell that it's not a very beautiful sensation of getting hit in the head with a championship belt. But any wrestler in that matter never got up from getting hit with that move. But Sting, it shows that the icon is not human. Like when the referee counted 1, referee counted 2, Sting got his legs and exact by 2 point got his legs and shoulders up at 2.99999999999. Double to minus 0.1 away from being 3. And it's where fans are like, this is awesome, cut. This is awesome, cut. Like, this is awesome. Like, and it's where the Young Bucks were thinking about getting ready to do their second finishing maneuver, which is the BTE trigger, EVP trigger. Obviously, EVP trigger because they are the EVPs of AEW, of course. Sting, but Sting was rolling back and it was like Sting hardly phased this when he was still up and he trying to keep up with his balance when after taking such double hard hitting moves onto the two brothers of AEW, the two EVP brothers to be the exact of All Elite Wrestling. But yeah, this is where Sting got back up. This is where Tony Schiavone was like, how the hell did he got back? Got his head back up after taking. No one ever did this in AEW before. Or any time or any wrestler done this in professional wrestling before with the Young Bucks. Like in response, of course, this is where Sting hit the double clothesline onto the both Young Bucks. And I forgot to tell you to point out that Sting hits a double Scorpion Death Drop when they got started. Like they didn't waste no time like of getting their hands on the Bucks, and they did the double Scorpion Death Block on both of them by stacking them out on top, and then somehow the Young Bucks flips out of when Sting uh, let go of his what's that let go because he lost his balance, and then both men got out like luckily, like, and this is where they grabbed on the leg, our feet, but luckily that their legs are not broken. It's anything but broken, but they're still probably feeling the pain from taking such maneuver. But yeah, this is where but this is where back to the comeback of Sting of this match. This is where Sting hits the Scorpion Death Drop right onto Matthew Jackson. I keep getting them mixed up. And he would have gotten away with it at this time if it wasn't for that meddling Nicholas that's a big hothead. That's like an AEW version of Jey Uso, what he was used to been like a year ago. But this is where we got a Sting try to go for another Scorpion Death Drop. You know the rules. If it's successfully execute, it's gonna be a guarantee. If it execute the first time, it won't be a guarantee the second time. Which that basically fit the bill of Sting's case of trying to go for it again the second time, unless if he's double lucky or get a double lucky card of hitting what's that, like a double whammy, I should say, a double whammy card, like with him hitting the Scorpion Death Drops two times in a row, with him being double lucky. But this is where they counter out of it. This is where they hit a EVP trigger right onto Sting. This is where they try to go for a pin, but Sting kicks out at 2.9999999 double triple nine away from being 3. This is where Nicholas Jackson was like, "Please tell me that was a 3. Please tell me that was 3. Like you put your hair clearly on the mat." And he's like, "No, but I was about to be putting it on the mat if Sting they got his shoulders up at that time, like it would have been all over. Y'all been 3-time AEW Tag Team. Y'all be the first ever wrestlers to defeat Sting in AEW, like in the history books of the professional wrestling. Like to add on to your accolade into this list, but unfortunately that didn't happen for the Young Bucks. And this is where Matthew Jackson's like, no matter, like we still got him right where we want. And this is where Nicholas. Luckily, Matthew Jackson was there before Nicholas gave the referee a hefty fine, for back talking because they were arguing right back and forth. Which even for him back talking, like he shouldn't pay him a hefty fine, like especially if he doesn't fully make the rules. Like they're only the EVPs and not the actual president of AEW. But that's another story for another day, of course. But this is where they break it up before it got worse. This is where Matthew Jackson's like, no, Matt, we're going to get those tag team titles. We're going to end Sting's career, even though we were trying to end it sooner, but we're going to do it now like we're supposed to do. This is where we got the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks walk around Sting like side to side. This is where they try to go for another EVP trigger, but this is where they did not understand the rules in 4003 that when you hit it the first time, that's going to be it. And that should be it for a while. And then if you try to go for a second time immediately, you're going to be out of luck clearly, because if you don't have that second, if you don't have the two-leaf lucky clover double whammy hard hitting move card, then you're gonna have luck of hitting your finishing maneuver on your opponent, which that was the case for the Young Bucks when they try to go for it on the Sting, but Sting counters out of it. This is where there's VV2. Wait, what am I saying? No, it wasn't. No, he didn't counter out of it. It was, they did found a card like that. My apologies, my SNA fans. I'm getting kind of tired right now, but But yeah, they hit the double knee strike right into the face. This is where they try to go for a pin, but however, Sting got the shoulder up at one, and this is where on the commentary like, no way, Sting just kicked out of that. Like, this is where Jim Ross was like, yeah, like Sting just kicked out at one. But that gotta be absolutely shocking on the adversary right now. And this is where Sting was like, bring it on, bring more. Like, they got plenty more EVP triggers that you can bring. This is where they hit a super kick, a double super kick onto Sting. This is where Matthew Jack picks up Sting. This is where he trying to finish him off by going for a tombstone power driver like position. Well, yeah. Nicholas Jackson, they go for like a springboard, that top rope 450 driver like alongside. So I go for that TKA driver, I believe that's what's called. But this is where Nicholas Jackson, right when he got on the top rope and up in the lower left side, this is where Darby Allin pushes him right off the top, and he fell right into the table. And then this is where we got. This is where we got Darby Allin back in the match. This is where the Sting got the Scorpion Death Drop countered like into onto what's his name, Nicholas Jackson. Third time was the charm. And then this is where the referee counted one, the referee counted two, but Matthew Jackson kicks out of it. And this is where Darby Allin's like, "Are you serious?" And this is where this is where we got what's his name? Sting was like, yeah, like no kidding. This is where even for Darby Allin getting stitched and not stitched, get taped and bandaged up, like you can still see the red stuff gushing out of his arms and his back of his arms and his back. And in this on this match, like he was like, this is where it was cut everywhere. This is where Darby Allin hit a coffin drop right onto Matthew Jackson right before Sting hits a Scorpion Deathlock, like the finish the job. Where the fans were cheering like, yes, do it, do it, do it. With Sting doing it. And surprisingly, like I thought the Young Bucks were gonna win, like especially when they did that double super kick, and then maybe that Tombstone Power Driver, but I was like, but that'll be a sad ending, like that double K, what's that double TK and that double TK driver maneuver. Like that'll be kind of sad that Sting and Darby Allin would have lost in a very humiliating and devastating way. So I guess this was the right choice, like with them making a comeback like this, and this is where yes, he put Matthew Jackson in the Scorpion Deathlock, and this is where Matthew Jackson had nowhere else to go, and he had to tap out because it was getting the better of him. And everybody was cheering like, yeah, they literally won, Sting and Darby, and Sting remains undefeated in AEW. Like, yeah. And then also on top of that, when in his entrance music, like in his music that he used that when they won the match, it was like his old theme music, which I'm not sure if it's from his WCW days, but it's from his older days, like either that or TNA days or whatever the time he used his theme music. But I think this was like an old theme music that he used like before AEW was even before it even existed. Let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts, and are you shocked about Sting and Darby Allin won? Like, and they retained the AEW World Tag Team Championships? Like, yeah, I know I am. Like, I thought it was gonna be the Young Bucks' night of winning the match but still giving Sting a match of the ages, like for him that something that he's going to be telling his grandkids and possibly his great grandkids, like if his grandkids are old enough to have kids of their own. But yeah, but still, it was a match for the ages. That's why he's getting the number one match of the night. It definitely delivered on tonight's AEW Revolution, and that's why he's getting the number one spot. And I'll say, yeah, the top five And out of the top five, I'll say add Orange Cassidy and Roderick Strong being number 6, and 7 we got Daniel Garcia and Christian Cage. Even though it went out to the complete opposite, like the AEW World Championship and the Tag Team Champ, with just what Christian Cage what Christian Cage did is that what Samoa Joe and Sting and Darby Allin did is retain their championships respectively in their championship matches. And Thomas Tony Storm as well. But we expected her to win. But that was still put on an impressive performance along with her frenemy or former best friend Deonna Purrazzo. And it shows that Thomas Tony Storm is getting more legit every time she gets in that ring. And Deonna Purrazzo shows that even in defeat, she still put on an impressive outing in this not in but on this pay-per-view, I should say. But what are your thoughts on this match, and do you think and what are your thoughts on this match most particular? And do you think that we're going to see Jon Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli going to take on Darby Allin in a tag team replacement as his reign as AEW World Tag Team Champion might continue? Or do you think he's going to vacate the titles in the honor of Sting, which he cannot find nobody that's a perfect replacement of the legendary icon, which he started his AEW career in 2021 at AEW Revolution. He ended it tonight on AEW Revolution in 2024. Again, what are your thoughts on tonight's latest win from Sting and Darby Allin? Do you think it was the right move to keep him undefeated even in retirement, or do you think that they should have passed the torch to the Young Bucks and give them the first loss? Which I think maybe comes to think of it now, it was probably all worth it because it probably would have been better than seeing the Young Bucks winning and still in the spotlight away from Sting, of winning the tag team championship. And the Young Bucks can win the tag team titles in another night. But this had to be a night for the Stinger. But this is where we got, Ric Flair, and I believe Ricky the Dragon Steamboat kind of celebrated with them too. With everybody in the ring, not in the ring, with I believe, was it the cameraman that shoot out the confetti, I believe? That shoot the confetti for Sting and Darby Allin's big win over the Young Bucks on Sting's final match. And this is where they celebrate. They got the championship raising it right above their head. This is where Darby Allin did a post-match promo saying, I know AEW Revolution is almost over, but I want to give my respects to the legend right here, and I want to say it was a pleasure of teaming with you, man. You've been on my side until the very end, from the past 3 years of my career in AEW, and I want to say I'm very grateful for. I'll say very, 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 absolutely grateful for it, and I hope I be just as legendary as you, when I get to your age, basically. But anyway, this is where fans were chanting "Thank you, Sting," just like my description on my videos when I put the hashtag. And then this is where Darby Allin was like, "I'm gonna give the carpet to you, Sting." Now this is where he's like, "Yeah, I appreciate you guys by giving me all the love and support for over the years, on my career." And this is where he pointed out, he said my career. And this is where he pointed out Darby Allin's wound, his back wound, that. From that spot where he got thrown right through that plate glass that was wedged right between the chairs, right into the left-hand side of the ringside area. It is where he continues to... And this is where Darby Allin hilariously but realistically, I should say, more likely, it's weird, yeah. Then Darby Allin, then yeah, it's, hilariously but realistically said, like I did say it that I'm gonna die in your match, like, but but it must be a still breathing, like even after your retirement match. Fans were cheering, like, yeah, like that's a good sign, like, and I can hopefully there's plenty more of this little dude's excuse me, like let's hope there's plenty of future in this little dude's more potential and more big opportunities in this little dude's future in AEW. Like as he gonna be known as the team. He's teamed with. They're gonna be known in history. Go down in history that he was Sting's tag partner in Sting's final match against the Young Bucks, and they were the tag team championships while they did so. While they did so by when they had this match. But anyway, this is where Sting then went on the microphone saying, "This was Darby is an absolute risk taker, but I gotta tell you this, I gotta tell you, like I too was a risk taker when I was about Darby's age, but now I'm too old to hit some very dangerous and risky moves that Darby do, but but despite all that, like I'm still a risk taker to this day." And the fans are like, yeah, like you sure are because you've been hitting you hit the most one of the most incredible moves that you would never see a 60-year-old would ever hit, even if he's still active in the third circle. And this is where fans were like, and they did their "you still got it" chant. So like, you still got it, and start clapping onto Sting with Sting was like, yeah, thank you very much. Like, and he's like, and thank you guys for watching. But now, I'm getting cues that we got to wrap up the show and end it. So y'all drive safe and thank you for watching my final match here in AEW, which that's how AEW ended with a very outstanding and remarkable ovation that I bet bet that Sting had in the first time in years of having the biggest ovation in the big stage in professional wrestling. Which I'm not sure if he had ever had a big opportunity or a big opportunity like this of main eventing a show in his final match, like in when it came to retirement. Well, I'm not sure if he even retired. Like he just injuries got him out of the way in WWE, and so that's why he didn't really have that much matches. Like, which his last match was in WWE against Seth Rollins in 2015 for the WWE World Championship. But now we this is where we got the final match. This is where we got the final match, like with him against the Young Bucks for the AEW World Tag Team Champions. Which, yeah, I'll say, even though it didn't went exactly like how I predicted it on my bingo card, but it didn't even matter because I still had a great time of watching the pay per view in AE, and then in AEW, and I'm glad that guys like Sting and Darby Allin like had a fun night, like fighting the Young Bucks and doing a post match promo. I hope I said that before. If I did, I apologize in advance. If I didn't, but but yeah, again, let me know in the comments below what's your thoughts on AEW Revolution tonight. And yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Sorry if I sound sluggishly slow and tiring because let's just say I took care of some family business that took like plenty of hours. Like it felt like a full-time job basically. But now I'm back talking about these reviews. Maybe I should have waited until the next day, but that but I probably wouldn't have time to do it tomorrow because I have some more family business to take care of that came out of the blue. But But yeah, let me know in the comments down below about all of that stuff. And yes, sir, and ma'am, that was your AEW Revolution review. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the video. And if you did, please make sure to hit the big thumbs up button and subscribe. Click the bell notification icon so you can be the first one to know that I upload my latest video. Which one was your favorite match out of this card on tonight's pay-per-view? I would say my favorite match out of this night, I'll say definitely got to be the retirement match. This retirement match. Maybe I'll say top three. I'll say I have this and second the AEW World Championship with Swerve Strickland, Samoa Joe, and Hangman Adam Page. Even though Swerve Strickland did not win World Championship, but I'm not gonna make a big fuss about it. Like maybe it's for a good reason why that he didn't got pulled. That's the reason why they didn't pull the trigger on him of being the world champion. But it's probably not ready quite just yet. Like he's not like quite there yet, but he is almost there. But he just need to like, but like he's not. Like I'll say he's not quite there yet, but yeah, I'll say more likely like he's probably like over three quarters there, like about somewhere in the 90 percentages. But he'd probably have to finish things up with Hangman Adam Page. Then later on this year, he could possibly get a rematch, and this time he'll be more successful and finally be the AEW World Champion, perhaps the first ever African American World Champion, which I'm still thinking that he will. At first, I thought it was Scorpio, but yeah, y'all already know, I changed my mind. Like now, Scorpio Sky's not really making that much appearances on AEW. It doesn't seem like he's gonna be the first ever African American world champion. Like let alone winning the championship at all, even if it's after Swerve. So I'm not sure if that will ever happen, but yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see what's gonna happen next on that side. And then the AEW Women's World Championship, yeah, it was a good impressive match, and yeah, it showed that we still needed time as Tony Storm still win the match, and even in defeat for Deonna Purrazzo's side of things, like she still put on an impressive performance, like during her match with her best friend, Timeless Tony Storm, or tried to say Tony Storm, and her side of saying her best friend, I should say, like BFFs, I should rephrase myself, I guess I could say. And we also got AEW. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below on what your thoughts on AEW pay-per-view, and do you think it was the greatest pay-per-view they made yet in 2024, or do you think that's going to be at Wembley Stadium and Part 2's All In like this August? Let me know about that in the comments below, but we're just going to figure that out. Like, what was the greatest pay-per-view by the end of 2024, which that's like a very long time, but in the meantime, let's enjoy it while we can and talk positively and talk about how AEW Revolution was exciting and to watch what exactly went down and what exactly happened. Like half of the matches went exactly how we predicted, while the other half was, not really what we predicted. But despite that, it was still a great show. I'll give the match 4.5 stars. And I would say that Eddie Kingston versus Danielson match, that's belonging to a spot. I'll say maybe I could rearrange some spots. I'll say maybe that should be 5th match and 6th should be the women's championship match, because that match was very entertaining itself. Like, and it showed like who was going, and it showed that who deserved more respect than the other, which was none other than the Mad King himself, and who was going to be number one on Gunther's envy list, of course, and also for the Triple Crown AEW Continental Championship. But yeah, like, what are your thoughts on that match as well? And what are your thoughts about the Christian Cage versus Daniel Garcia and then Roderick Strong versus Orange Cassidy for the International Championship? Do you think they they booked those matches very well, or do you think that like someone like Daniel Garcia should have gained the championship from Christian, and or do you think that Orange Cassidy should retain and remain as the unbeatable champion in All Elite Wrestling? Also, let me know about that down below as well. But y'all think for the TNT side of things, maybe it's for the best, because what if Adam Copeland comes back and he finished things up? Uh, with Adam Copeland coming back and finally finish things up with his feud once and for all by finally defeating him with no excuses and no outside interference, and no what's that called, or no title stealing show stealing and title stealing opportunities like Christian Cage did when he took Kill Switch's opportunity, like by signing his name on the contract to earn himself opportunity of Adam's TNT Championship to regain the gold. Like on last year on AEW World's End, but yeah. But yeah, please make sure to give me y'all's opinions in the comments below. And do you think Adam Copeland will do exactly that? But most of y'all probably would say, like, Adam doesn't really need a championship at this point, which I would agree in a way, but I think he should win the championship. Like, if Christian Cage is going to retain by beating someone like Daniel Garcia, even though he's white hot, I'll say white hot right now, more if not red hot right now, that he needed to push really badly. Maybe he's not quite there yet, just like Swerve Strickland in the AEW World Title scene, but we'll probably see him there, but it won't be anytime soon. Anytime soon at this point. But we're gonna see what exact. But anyways, we're enough about all what went down. And do you think that? And also, do you think Claudio and John Moxley will face Sting and Darby Allin, or do you think that he's gonna vacate the titles and we're gonna see like FTR and the Blackpool Combat Club and other tag teams going to be in eliminator tournaments to see who's going to be determined to be the next AEW World Tag Team Championships? Like in case of Darby Allin, relinquish it in the honor of Sting, like being known as undefeated tag team champions and an undefeated tag team in the rankings in AEW. Which they're going down to history as that, like, is that achieving accolade, and I want to give a huge congratulations to the duo of achieving that in All Elite Wrestling, something that no other AEW wrestlers or even tag team competitors could ever do, especially the Young Bucks in this match, like when Sting made Matthew Jackson tap out with the Scorpion Death Block. But we're going to see exactly what's going to happen next after this pay-per-view has now gone to a close, and we're going to see what's going to happen next on the St. Louis edition of AEW Dynamite on the post show. And in the week after that will be Big Business, I believe, which is going to be in Boston, Massachusetts, which is coincidentally has $2 signs as the S's, like in Boston, which it sounds like a certain CEO's local movie that she made, like in her hometown of the Northeast of the country. And do you think it will be the former WWE Women's and IWGP Women's Championship? Let me know in the comments below about that. But without any further delays, I want to say thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll give tonight's AEW Dynamite a 4 out of 5. And I got a top 5 favorite matches of the night. We got Will Ospreay versus Konosuke Takeshita, even though it was just a friendly competition, but they sure did definitely deliver that match. And they're fighting like if they were fighting for a championship, like if not the world championship itself. And we also have Eddie Kingston versus Bryan Danielson. And we got the retirement match with Sting and Darby Allin against the Young Bucks. We also have what's the other match we got? FTR versus the Blackpool Combat Club. Maybe 6 matches. Also add Thomas Tony Storm and Deonna Purrazzo. But yeah. And unfortunately, again, I'm not going to be making another wrestling news video. I apologize in advance. I'm really sorry. Like, I'll make it up to you this Tuesday when I make my wrestling news video on March 5th, I believe, 2024, which where I'm be talking about the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors that you SNA fans need to know from the Fightful Select article. And also, yeah, make sure to check out Monday Night Raw though, because I will be making a Raw review because I'm gonna be watching Monday Night Raw wherever I'm at, and I'm gonna review it as well and see and tell you what exactly went down. Which I can't remember who's gonna be wrestling on that match, but I will be remembering it like soon as tomorrow in the afternoon hear the when I hear the news on what's going to be announced and scheduled on the Red Brand show on the matches and segments. But stay tuned till then. Hope you guys have a great night, and I'll see you all in the next video with some more SNA content. Super Ninja Austin out. Bye bye, my SNA fans. Thank you guys for watching my second ever AEW pay-per-view review. And hopefully y'all stay tuned for more while I make some AEW Dynamite reviews and All In, Forbidden Door. Like it's gonna keep on and on and on what wrestling shows I'm gonna be reviewing in the foreseeable future. So stay tuned for all that and the upcomings for 2024. But yeah, again, thank you and talk to you again, guys, soon. Bye bye.